This week's episode of Fairy Tail was shocking to say the least, and not in the usual way as I thought this filler arc was gonna shock me. Apparently, what's going on is there's this event called Librum that is what will grant the celestial spirits perfect freedom. But in order to initiate this ritual, they need something called a celestial globe, or I'm just gonna call it globe, because that's what it looks like. It's just a globe. And so they have to go to this big old library, which looks like it would be hell on earth to actually look for a book there. I mean, how do you categorize anything in there? It's just, is there an A and B section, or is it by numerical order? It would be hell on earth just getting lost in that place. It's like, where do I find the book on Abraham Lincoln? Where? I don't know. But either way, while they're going there, Natsu decides to just go straight to the celestial spirit world and bring the battle to the celestial spirits. And at first I was excited, like, let's not beat around the bush. Let's just go straight to the celestial spirit world, see what we can find out there, and beat up some people. But near the end of the episode, he just comes back to the real world and didn't really accomplish anything in celestial spirit world. So I'm just thinking, like, what the hell? What was the point of going there if you're just gonna come back anyway? I guess it was to create back-to-back fighting between Lucy, Yukino, and Levi versus Virgo, and Natsu versus Taurus. But it just seemed kind of like unnecessary. So again, there wasn't really much with Natsu's storyline. It was just him fighting Taurus, and then near the end, he just crashes back down into the real world. Alright, nothing really had developed there. What really developed was with the Lucy, Yukino, and Levi group, unhappy too. And when Virgo starts attacking them, at first I'm thinking, oh shit, they're defenseless. They can't do anything as Virgo. But then here comes Yukino, with taking off her cape, or whatever you want to call it, and just beating on Virgo with her bare hands. It's like, holy shit, what the hell happened there? Yukino mentions, like, Sabretooth teaches martial arts, or I guess requires your basic knowledge in martial arts. I guess in case your magic were ever to run out or something, you can defend yourself physically. And that's kind of cool, like, that they would actually have that requirement. Fairy Tail should have that. I don't know, because in most cases, some of their stronger mages, of course, can defend themselves even without their magic. But for the most of the time, most of their mages are completely useless without their magic. So really, it would be nice if they had some kind of martial art training or something. So immediately, that just gives me another point to congratulate Sabretooth. Like, you guys are, technically the superior guild because of your little laws and guidelines and stuff like that. Fairy Tail just happens to have raw strength, and that's really all they have. But it's cases like this that show just how much stronger Sabretooth Guild is. Like, yeah, Yukino, who is a celestial spirit similar to Lucy in almost every way, unlike her, can just come in and just beat on someone with her bare hands. Just like, damn, that's hot as hell. So immediately now there's Virgo, who's hot as hell, and then Yukino, who's hot as hell. It's like, oh, this is too much for me. It's like, who do I support? I don't know. They're both so attractive. But either way, that was exciting. And another shocking thing, when they realized they had to go to the South warehouse, they don't know where South is, because again, this library is a maze. This is the worst library ever. Lucy decides to summon a spirit that can work as a compass. And immediately when she summons it, I'm sitting there thinking, who the hell are you? Where did you come from? Did we meet you before? I don't even remember his name. I just remember he's a bird with a compass on his chest. Or I think it was his chest. And even his head too. But still, just like, who are you? Why did we never meet you before now? Does Lucy have, like, maybe hundreds of silver keys that she's not using that we don't know about? If so, can we see some of them? I don't know, because this just blindsided me. It's like, whoa, okay, South's that way. Thank you. I don't think we're ever going to see you again. But thanks. I don't know, it just came out of nowhere and just, what the hell? But they get there and they find the globe. But of course, Virgo, steals it in the confusion when Natsu comes crashing in back from the celestial spirit world. And then when they come back to the guild, they find out more about the ritual Librum and what the cost is of using it. Yes, the celestial spirits gain perfect freedom, meaning they're no longer able to have contracts with anyone, but at the cost of their lives. What it means is they only have 12 days to live, meaning they only have 12 days of this so-called freedom. And on one point, I'm surprised and I'm happy because, like, okay, they really do want this freedom. They're willing to risk their lives for it, and that's amazing. That's dedication. That's something admirable about the situation. But on the other hand, it's kind of stupid. It's like, what's the point of having freedom if you're only going to have it for 12 days? In fact, I don't even really consider that freedom. Just like, oh yeah, you can go out and have fun for a couple of hours, but as soon as you get back, I'm going to kill you. Thanks? That's fantastic. I don't know. I just think part of me would have been happier if I get to live, sure, under certain laws and rules and guidelines, stuff like that, under a contract. But at least I lived. I get the opportunity to do more. But here's like, you are absolutely free. You can do anything you want. Yay, now we have only 12 days to decide what we want to do before we die. Yay, there's no way they're going to be actually enjoy their absolute freedom in only 12 days. It just seems kind of ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, on the other hand, it's admirable that they're willing to go this far. So really, maybe their lives before they met Lucy were horrible, constantly under servitude, and they hated it. And maybe it's always just gonna take memories of the good times, of why it's a good thing to have contracts. You meet good people every now and then, and I think that's worth rifling through the shit ton of assholes just to get that one gem that's gonna treat you like a human being. But again, it's like 12 days of freedom. Really? What are you going to do with only 12 days? Although, when you think about it, if you gave someone in the real world 12 days to do anything they wanted, no rules, no consequences, just you have absolute freedom to do whatever you wanted, go crazy, but only for 12 days. As soon as you're done, we have to execute you. I'm sure a majority of people will take that deal. Maybe I would too, depending on how I feel at the beginning of this offer given to me. Is like, there's not really anything I want to do today. That'd be a waste of a day of the 12 days I have left. So I don't know if I want to take that offer now or later, or if you're even offering it later. But yeah, this is a fun episode, and it's creating more confidence. Like, okay, now there's a time limit. We really, really need to save the celestial spirits from themselves. So I guess there's not going to be a main villain. It's just, the celestial spirits foolishly jumping into conclusions. They need to be reminded of the good time they shared with everyone, and that's ultimately what's going to save them. And I guess that's kind of cliche and predictable, but I think that wasn't the point here. But either way, fun episode. Liked it. Can't wait for the rest of it. Till then, I'm Tony Dragon. Bye-bye.